Hey there, YouTubers. Right, so we're going to look at 12th gen, see what the pricing is. Looks like you can pre-order at Newegg. Let's go in and check that out. Before we do that, though, I am kind of on the fence whether I'm going to invest heavily in 12th gen or not. I kind of skipped 11th gen. And, to really optimize 12th gen, a lot of stuff you're going to need, right? So it's like a total reboot. You need a brand new motherboard, and those motherboards aren't cheap. If you want to get the full capability out of your 12th gen, you're going to need eventually new RAM, DDR5, eventually a new graphics card, PCIe 5.0. You're going to need new solid state M.2 NVMe. Probably be, I would imagine, Gen 5, but PCIe 5.0. You may find that your CPU cooler does not work with your CPU. You may get lucky and only need a new LGA 1700 bracket for that CPU cooler. Now, most likely you won't need a new power supply, but who knows, depending on which graphics card you go with and whether you have one that has a 1x8 and 2x4 CPU power connectors. So now we're in here Intel, actually on the Newegg site. Somewhere in here you're supposed to see some pricing. Here's some of the information though. We're going to look for all 6 of these. So it ranges from the cheapest one, which should be the i5 12600KF, all the way up to the i9 12900K. All right. Now, a lot of things interesting about this, some differences. This whole processor core, P core, E core, that's going to be, interesting for certain games. Some stuff, it's not really going to matter, I'm sure. But there will be some things that take advantage of that, I'm sure. They discuss the memory here. Probably one of the things I'm most excited about is UHD graphics, a new version here. We've got UHD 770 for all 3 of these CPUs. I will be curious how good gaming is with this without a graphics card. And then a whole bunch of other stuff most of us don't need, don't care. We just want a game, right? All right, let's go back. Now, there should be an easy way to do this, right? Let's just go ahead and put 12th gen CPU in here. Yesterday, this was only returning motherboards. And today, CPU coolers, right? All right, so here's our first one. 449. Does that seem that high? I don't know. A little higher than last time. 125 watts. So this should be, CPU. You can overclock, obviously. It looks like Newegg and, Intel is just putting out the overclockable CPUs first. And then all the other stuff will come. I imagine even a new Pentium, new Celeron. So maximum turbo power, 190. And I'm sure you'll use more power than that in certain situations. So not a lot of information here, but there's your price, $449. Now, the one that I was really looking at getting, i5 12600K, just because of the price, but this is a little steep. Yeah, it's about $50 more than I paid for the i5 11600K. And I did buy 2 11th gen chips, the 11400 and the 11600K. It skipped all the rest of them, because I had most of them in 10th gen. There wasn't, it seemed like there was this big a performance jump. So here you go, 12600K, max turbo, a little less, right? 150 watts. This is a 10 core CPU, huh? Wow. I didn't even see what the i7 was. Not a whole lot of info in here, folks. A little disappointing. You have to go back to their set. So this is 12 core. So they obviously decided to go in a different direction. Now, here are your mounting brackets. If you don't want to show Noctua your receipt for the CPU you bought and your receipt for either the motherboard or CPU, you can get these for free. This is probably the fastest way to get it, though. So let's see if the i9 is available. And the fact that only these